we all graduated from different schools.
Where'd you go, Bullis? Go Bulldogs!
Yeah. St. John's, actually. Despite what Mike said on film. He and I went cross country, and his father's dental assistant moved to Monterey, California. And they took the family car and followed the moving vans, the southern route, and let Mike and I take their Volkswagen station wagon, the northern route. And they gave us like 40 bucks for gas. And gas back then was like 25 cents a gallon or something. So Mike and I loaded the car up. Well, before we left, we had dinner with Uncle Don. And he gave us the talking to about no drinking, no driving, no drugs, no, stay out of trouble, hang on to your wallets, don't trust anybody, blah, blah, blah.
This is a day late.
Yeah, and then we have dinner with my dad.
This is senior high school? Or?
We had graduated high school. Okay. So it was like July, right before Mike's birthday. We got the same talk with my dad. Keep your penis in your pants, no drinking, no drinking and driving, no drugs, stay away from the clubs, all that kind of stuff. So we get in the car, we have a cooler loaded with beer. Then we have bread and condiments and hot dogs.
And we're in our underwear.
Yeah, on top of, so they couldn't see that we had a cooler full of beer. We had one of those great big packing envelopes full of pot that Mike and I had pulled off plants growing up the hill on Carter Rock. Wow. On the side of the car.
Nice.
So we had a great big pouch of that stuff. We hit the road and we go all the way up to the PA Turnpike. We're on the PA Turnpike. We're on probably like our third joint since leaving Bethesda. Mike's driving. I'm actually rolling another joint. And we go under an overpass, and there's a Pennsylvania State Trooper parked on the shoulder on the right, out of sight. And Mike's not speeding, he's going a little bit over 55. We go by, woo, 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 woo. Cop pulls out behind us, starts following us down the road. Mike's like, oh shit. I'm like shoving the envelope back under the seat, put the joint in my mouth. The cop pulls out around us and passes us, hauling ass down the road. and we're like, damn, that was fucking, we're only like 2 hours away from home. We're already doing everything Dad and Uncle Don told us not to do. This could be a short trip. So, fast forward to the next day. Now we're in, we camped out at KOAs all the way across country, except one night in Reno. So we were at a KOA in Ohio, and got up and drove to Nebraska, stayed at a KOA in Nebraska, pulled off the road to get breakfast and fill up the car with gas. And Reynolds was lackadaisical with his wallet and keys and stuff like that. Well, he gets out of the car, he puts gas in the gas tank, takes his wallet out of his pants, puts it on top of the pump, pays the attendant for the gas, while it's still on the pump. We hop in the car and we drive until lunchtime. We stop at lunch. We've already done now like 100 miles west. And Mike goes to get his wallet to pay lunch. Where the fuck's my wallet? What happened? We searched the whole car, no wallet, no nothing. So I paid for lunch. I said, when was the last time you had it? You paid for the gas this morning. Did you get your wallet? Oh shit! It's on the pump. So we had done AAA triptych. So I was able to go right to the AAA triptych, find out what the exit number was. We knew it was like this red ball 76 or whatever. So we called the operator, got the phone number, called the guy. He had the wallet. He put it in the mail to Uncle Don.
Wow.
Which doesn't help us because we're on our way to Tahoe. So the rest of the way I'm paying We spent the night in Reno at a hotel, one of those sleazy little hotels that had the quarter massage beds. So we stopped and we got, you know, a couple dollars worth of quarters or whatever at the office when we checked in. And we both laid down on the beds and we put the quarters in, and the bed goes, it stops. That was that. Then we drove to
Magic fingers.
Magic Fingers. Well, they weren't very magical. So then we drive up
That's
to
not what the way Mike told us.
Tahoe to his grandparents' house. And on the way, we picked up this hitchhiker from New York City, a dude named Mario, with tats down his arm. Nice guy, you know, he didn't bother us, we didn't bother him. Seemed friendly, you know, bought lunch or whatever that day. He hung out with us for 2 days up there. Had a great time. And similar to Farrell's story, right after we got in there and checked with his grandparents, we went to the beach on off of Main Street, like Tahoe. And Reynolds is walking along, and he's scoping the beach, and he sees this mother with 4 teenage daughters. 4 teenage daughters. He goes, we're going over there. So we go over there and we hang out in the, you know, we put our towels down and we're hanging out in the sand. Mike starts chatting them up. There's 4 guys sitting to the left of them that have been trying to chat them up, that they don't want anything to do with. Next thing you know, Mike and I are swimming with all 4 of them, and we got invited to their house where they were staying that night to play cards or whatever, which was fun. The highlight of that trip for me, though, was when we got to his grandparents' house, because we followed them from Tahoe down to Sacramento. Had a really nice dinner, and his grandmother says, you guys, you need to cool off. The swimming pool's out back, there's a door right off your room. Go swimming. Don't worry about a bathing suit. We don't wear bathing suits around here. So Mike and I are like, all right. So we go, we're swimming in the pool, having a beer. 15 minutes later, out come his grandparents. Oh my God! No. Sans bathing suit, and proceed to get in the pool with us, and we're like, hey, okay, we're done now. I don't know if you ever saw your grandparents that way.
Harold was held
We got out of that pool pretty damn quick, I'll tell you.
Oh my God.
So it was a fun trip. And then we drove the car down to Monterey. The people put us up for the night. He got our asses up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and drove us all the way to San Francisco, to the airport. So we hit the airport, and we had between us $1 for the whole day, because we had a red eye coming back that night.
Yeah, but that burgers were like 25 cents.
Yeah, but there was also Hare Krishnas running around. Anyway, that's a different. So anyway, we spent the whole day at the airport. When we landed at National Airport the next morning, we had 11 cents between us. But that wasn't even the best part. The best part was the flight coming back it wasn't a non-stop. We went from San Francisco to Houston, Houston to Chicago, Chicago to National. And we were on the last seats of the plane all the way in the back, right across from the liquor locker.
Oh God!
So why does this 11 cents between us. So we're sitting there. The flight attendants get up. They take their cart forward. Mike leans over and grabs like 4 or 5 bottles out of the cabinet. And we had Cokes. They had already given us Coke, so we're sitting there drinking bourbon and Coke, rum and Coke, whatever, sitting there. And when we hit Houston, an actor got on who had done roles in Streets of San Francisco and Hawaii 5-0 and some other stuff. And he was real cool. He goes, "You guys cool?" Well, yeah. He goes, "Okay. Light up a couple cigarettes." So that's when you could smoke on a plane. So we both light up a cigarette. He lights up a doob.
On the plane, yeah.
So we're smoking on the plane. He goes, what are you guys drinking? Whatever, we're having rum and cokes or whatever. He goes, you want some more? He goes, yeah. So he bought us drinks all the way to Chicago. He gets off in Chicago and meets another actor, Rosie Greer.
Really?
In Chicago.
Crazy.
And he goes, hey, I just flew with these two really cool guys. They're sitting in the back. They have like 11 cents between them, but they're really cool. So he goes, go back and sit with them and take care of them to Washington. So he comes all the way back and he sat right down into it. Yeah, but he wasn't as big back then though.
This is Rosie Greer's a
football player.
Yeah, and
an
the guy
actor.
that saved or tackled Sirhan with shot Kennedy. That was Rosie Greer.
Yeah, different.
Wrong road.
No, Rosie Greer.
No, not the football/actor. That wasn't him.
Are you thinking? I never saw
He was a big
Somebody else. So we have Roosevelt Greer, the ex-football player, actor, now sitting in between us. And he's buying us drinks all the way to National. We get off the plane in National, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Mike and I are like, we're dragging because now we've been like drinking all night. Met my dad, he took us home, whatever, but that was a great trip. And I couldn't have done it with a better partner.
You remember that one?
So, Reno.